Good afternoon, Chair and my colleagues in Commerce and Labor. Introducing AB409. And this bill came about because sitting next to me, Tim Keller is the managing attorney of the Institute for Justice Arizona office. He litigates to protect economic liberty nationwide by challenging occupational regulations and other barriers to entrepreneurship in both state and federal courts. Since 2012, he has been litigating a case here in Nevada on behalf of two makeup artists with over 40 years of combined experience. Lisette Waugh opened the Elle Makeup Institute in 2010, and Wendy Robin opened Studio W of Las Vegas soon thereafter in order to train aspiring makeup artists in the art and artistry of applying makeup for the entertainment and retail industries. Wendy closed her business after being threatened by the Nevada State Board of Cosmetology with fines. But Lisette continues to operate her school, which is now fully licensed by the Board of Private Post-Secondary Education and thriving with students and successful graduates. However, the State Board of Cosmetology believes that Lisette is operating illegally because the Elle Makeup Institute is not also licensed by the Board of Cosmetology as a cosmetology school, and Lisette and the other instructors at Elle Makeup Institute are not licensed as cosmetology instructors. According to the Board of Cosmetology, makeup artists should be regulated as skin care specialists, a cosmetology subspecialty known as aesthetics. But estheticians are not taught the broad range of skills and techniques required to be a makeup artist. Rather, estheticians are trained in skincare, which includes services such as facial massage, and hair removal using hot wax and other chemical treatments. In contrast, makeup artists must master color theory, layering, blending, and applying different types of makeup, such as makeup for stage, special effects, and high-definition film, as well as how to apply makeup using an airbrush machine. Makeup students do not need to learn any of the various skin treatments, such as facials and waxing, that they might learn in cosmetology school in order to thrive as a makeup artist. Nevada already exempts many hardworking makeup artists from the state's cosmetology licensing scheme, such as those working on the sets of movies, television shows, and makeup artists working with a photographer, but it does not exempt all makeup artists from the state's cosmetology licensing. Even though most makeup artists are in fact not licensed by the Cosmetology Board, for the simple reason is that cosmetology schools do not teach makeup artistry. Moreover, makeup artistry is safe to teach and practice, meaning that the state has no valid public health or safety justification to require that makeup artists, be they instructors or practitioners, obtain a license to work from the state before being allowed to climb the proverbial economic ladder. AB409 clarifies that both those who teach and those who practice makeup artistry do not fall under the jurisdiction of the Board of Cosmetology. As the Las Vegas Review-Journal noted in its editorial yesterday in support of this bill, AB409 is a great way to help clean up the state's regulatory mess. Nevada's economic well-being depends greatly on dialing back or repealing burdensome government regulations for many occupations. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Keller to go through the bill for you, if that would be okay, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Keller, please state. Ms. Seaman, did you have a comment?
I just want to follow up with Ms. Carlton's question.
And you are who?
Victoria Seaman, Assemblywoman District 34. Ms. Carlton, I owned spas in California for many years. I still am a licensed esthetician, and the recourse is when we had a problem with somebody being allergic to a product and so forth, they usually didn't complain to the board. They just usually came in with a letter from their attorney. So there is recourse with businesses, with legal, or like he was saying, Mr. Keller was saying, the health department. There are many recourses for if you find that your skin has been damaged.
All right, we have some other questions. Mr. O'Neill, did you have a question? And then I'll follow that with Ms. Fiore.
Thank you. You know, Thank you for bringing this bill forth, Assemblywoman Seaman. So before I ask the question, the reason I see this bill so needed is because, as my colleague from my way far left over there has mentioned, theatrical classes and putting makeup on. If we don't get this bill out, we're looking at eventually now creating more licenses, more hassles to do what we do on a daily basis. The question I have about this bill is, how many jobs do you think it would create in Nevada?
Tim Keller, Institute for Justice. Assemblywoman Fiore, I honestly can't give you a concrete number. Ms. Waugh, who is present in Las Vegas, may be able to tell you the number of students that she's graduated since opening up in 2010, and that would certainly give you an idea of how many new jobs have been created already. And this would ensure that those numbers would continue to grow.
Ms. Seaman?
In all fairness, I wanted to talk about an amendment that you'll see on Nellis. Victoria Seaman, Assemblywoman District 34, for the record. I spoke to the director of the Board of Cosmetology, and we have agreed that those who took their exam prior to the national exam being offered in 1999 would be able to get reciprocity. So I did want to address that.
Thank you very much. I think Ms. Neal has a question.
Thanks, Chair.
And this will be the last.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate the point of privilege here. So I just want to clarify the regulation part. Certainly, a lot of businesses don't have boards that regulate them, but yet they have a lot of ways to complain about. In my business, you can complain about my work. You can talk bad about me. It hurts my business, right? You can sue me. You can take me to small claims court. You can not pay your bill. There's all kinds of different remedies that they have across the board, and certainly a lot of businesses that operate out there without direct board supervision. Can you kind of clarify the remedies that just regardless of where you're at in the consumer level, what remedies you would have if these folks don't report to a board?
Tim Keller, the Institute for Justice, Assemblyman. Of course, there's a whole host of individuals they could complain to. They could report the business to the Better Business Bureau. They could post a bad rating on. It's not Angie's List. It's one of these. Yelp. Thank you. They can put a bad rating up on Yelp and let other consumers know that they had a bad time or a bad experience at this particular business. And if there were serious health issues, I think they could legitimately report, a health concern to the health department and say there's something seriously wrong going on in this business. So they have all the remedies that they would have, any other consumer would have when dealing with a business that is not regulated by a state board or state agency.
Ms. Seaman, would you like to add a comment?
Victoria Seaman, for the record. I am a licensed esthetician. I am allowed to practice and do makeup, and I have received absolutely no training in makeup artistry, and you would not want me to do your professional makeup, for the record.
All right, thank you. With that, Ms. Seaman,